Hey everyone, it's funny that sometimes you say you're not going to talk about something anymore and something draws you back in. Or you say I'm going to swear off something and something happens that makes you want to fucking do that again. And what I'm talking about is the MRA shit. Now, I've gained some newer subscribers about the past week. I forget the last time I did a video. So for those of you who haven't seen those, or you've just subscribed, you haven't visited my back catalog, I did 3 videos before this about the MRAs, where I specifically talked about them. I'd done a couple videos, Pine Grove 33. The first one had a copyright notice, which I fucking hate, so I took it down because I hate having ads, even though I guess some people might call me a hypocrite because now I am placing ads, and that's just simply to try to become a partner. I heard that that's, a way to become one. I just want the perks of channel design, things like that. If there are any, I'm not trying to gain money from this, but anyway. So I took that down. I did 2 other videos after that, which was a response to, a lot of the fucking shit I was getting as a result. But I did 3 videos fairly recently. The first one I entitled, Do MRAs Want to Be Victims? Now, in that video, I wasn't really attacking just MRAs. I was attacking extremists. And I actually explained my motivation behind that video in my next video called My Experiment. And I just wanted to see what kind of fucking reaction I get from MRAs, and they didn't disappoint whatsoever. They found it within, just a few fucking hours. And now I'm going to say, like, my first video, Do MRAs Want to Be Victims? The thumbs up are actually catching up with the thumbs down because, as soon as they hear something, they don't watch the entire fucking video. So they don't bother, hearing the part where I say I hate all extremist groups. I don't like extremist groups. I think they're all fucked up. I badmouth quite a few groups, including feminists, I believe vegetarians, quite a few people. But they just give it an automatic thumbs down, which, I mean, in all fairness, the people who I like here on YouTube, generally when I go to their videos, I just give automatic thumbs up. So I guess maybe it's not, like, really their fault, but then again, they didn't really listen to the arguments. And I did a third video called, Is It Wrong to Stand for Equal Rights, I believe is the title of the video. And I just said, hey, yeah, are there some cases where men are, I guess, oppressed? Yeah. Are there cases where women are oppressed? Yes. Are there cases where whites are oppressed? Yes. Are there cases where blacks, etc.? Yes. There is. So basically the best thing to do is just say, hey, I don't want anyone to have, fucking preference over anyone else. View someone on their fucking merits. I mean, if they're a fuck up, whether they're black, white, male, female, whatever race, I don't fucking care. Let's just view people as individuals. That's the best way to fucking go. And, I mean, that got a bunch of thumbs down, if I'm not mistaken. Not as many as, the MRA videos, because, of course, these fuckers say, oh, yeah, this and this and this. Now, one thing that's going to come up in the video, I'll just explain this, is some people said I compared MRAs to white nationalists, which not really. I said their arguments are pretty fucking close, and they are. It seems like the white nationalists and the MRAs, they all have this fucking attitude that this group, whatever group, whites or men, are being oppressed in some fucking way. It's not really in law or anything like this. It's much more subtle than that. There's really no, like, evidence for this. It's more anecdotal than anything. And it's really pathetic. It really is. And I think it's fucking bullshit, because not only am I a male, but I'm also white, and I haven't felt this fucking sting of oppression. But apparently, it's there. I guess I'm just not seeing it. Some people say, oh, you're not looking at the facts. Okay, well, I've never felt this fucking sting of oppression at all, so fuck you. But I had said I was done talking about the MRA shit, and I, thought I meant that. But recently, Coughlin sent me a PM, and it said, do you remember when you asked if MRAs want to be victims? The answer is yes. And he linked me to a video. The video was by the user Nurdydancing, who I actually talked about, and she, like, someone asked on my video, one of my videos, why didn't you approve the response from Nurdydancing and Nurdydancing? Because he misrepresented the point. And I said, no, you misrepresented my point. And I explained that. If you guys want to find out, go watch the videos. I know they're long as fuck, but you're just going to have to deal with that shit. But apparently the video was, like, flagged down. I didn't really do a whole lot of research into this because who really gives a fuck? But the video was mirrored on Integral Math's channel, and I'll put a link to that. And I don't know what happened to the original. Really don't give a fuck either way. But I watched the video and I sent Coughlin back a PM like, Jesus fucking Christ, could these people get any more pathetic? And he was like, yeah, if they try. The more I started thinking about it, the more I got fucking pissed off. And, I'm like, fuck, I might have to do a fucking video on this. Because I was really like, at first I was just kind of like, yeah, whatever. But then I'm like, no, this is fucking bullshit. Now, the video, it's Nurdydancing. And she's a black girl. The only other video I'd seen by her was, and I'd heard, some shit about her. I watched the video, which was a response to me, and I didn't approve it because it was a fucking bullshit video. And again, I explained that in an earlier video. And I didn't know it was a black girl. I didn't even know if it was a fucking girl, honestly. And it's like, fuck, you sound like Winnie the Pooh. And so I watched this video, found out it's a black girl. And she's talking about, and like the whole time, there's like a picture of like a Klan rally. And she's talking about how blacks were basically kept down, which is true. In all fairness, that's fucking true. You look at American history, blacks, less than 100 years ago, blacks really got equal fucking treatment. And she said there's a word that they used to keep blacks down. That was nigger, which, in all fairness, that wasn't the only fucking word. And I'm still fucking astounded at how many racist words there are for not only blacks, but whites, Asians, Mexicans, women, men to a certain extent, even though some men, they grasp that shit. They say, yeah, I'm an asshole, or I'm a dickhead. Women do the same thing, especially after that 90-song bitch. Yeah, I'm a bitch. Cunts, some women will use that, but, I'm fucking astounded by how many fucking words they came up with to bring these fucking people down. It wasn't like a term of endearment or anything like that. It wasn't just like, you're making a fucking joke. Like some black people, they'll, say, hey, what's up, nigga? Shit like that. I've grown up in areas with a lot of blacks, and they say that. And, if you say that to them, and, like, they know you don't mean it in a racist way, they're not going to take offense to that. Some people think they will. They don't. In fact, if I remember, it really has no fucking place on this video, but there was a 3-hour Skype call with, I think the name was like Demonic Puppet 88, and Cardinal Virtues and a few other people on James Pope's, I guess, series, Hate Club. Skeptical Heretic was on there, and he said, just to piss off some of his Canadian friends, he calls them snow niggers. And I thought that was fucking hilarious. I actually laughed out loud when I heard that, because it's just like, he said it really pisses them off. And I think that's funny. And he's not meaning it in a racist way, because they're white people. But, anyhow, beyond that. And so she's talking about this, and all this shit's true. Yeah, like, blacks were kept down, and they use nigger. Hey, what do you want, nigger? And that's fucked up to me. I'm really uncomfortable when people say that in that kind of way. If they say it like how I'm using now, when they just say it as a fucking word, which, by the way, a lot of blacks, they piss me off. Like, every white person has that in their vocabulary. Well, so does every fucking black person. But anyhow, beyond that, and yeah, it's, the more you look into American history, the more you realize how fucking racist people were, and it's fucked up. Then, she starts making the comparison to, I guess, feminists or people that support feminist causes, calling MRAs, or people, who support, I guess, equal rights, misogynist. And this is the part that the more I thought about it, the more it pissed me off. I was starting to get more and more fucking angry. Because, let's talk about this for a few. Blacks, there were actually laws against blacks doing a lot of shit. There were the Jim Crow laws. Blacks couldn't drink from the same water fountains, especially in the South, as whites. Is this the worst thing in the world? No. It's the fucking principle of it. They can't drink from the same fucking drinking fountains as whites? Wow. That's fucking amazing. Also, there was, there were the laws that said, whites and blacks could not get married to each other. Because, that's, a different race. You shouldn't be able to fucking mix and all this shit. Even up until, fairly recently, people look down on that, which it's, the only question you have to ask is, that's a white girl fucking a black guy. Do you want to fuck her? No. You want to fuck him? No. Why the fuck do you care? Well, because, so, even beyond that, the biggest fucking thing was slavery. Blacks were 3/5 of a fucking person, and they could be owned as essentially fucking property. So yes, that's a big thing. And that's been pretty fucking prevalent in American history and world history. Well, not the entire planet, but a lot of, like, white history. They own, slaves. Some blacks owned slaves, some Native Americans owned slaves, and most of them were black. So that's a big fucking thing. But when you start to go to this misogynist thing, first off, I don't know about the rest of you guys. I don't know. I mean, maybe someone can correct me here. I've heard the word nigger used not in like an endearing type of way, like where you call like a brother, like, oh, you're just a fucking nigger, and like, oh, you're just a cracker, or, honky, whatever. No, in a joking way. No, I've heard that used in a racist fucking way. Just like I've heard, other words, spick and kike, those pop up. How many fucking times in your life, your real fucking life, have you heard the word misogynist thrown around in those same fucking ways? Really. Think about it. And, I really haven't. Yeah, that is around the internet. But then again, there's the old saying. If you look like an asshole and you talk like an asshole, you're an asshole. So the thing is, if you're a misogynist and someone says you are, why are you getting pissed off? Look at some of these fucking MRA videos. You can look at some of these goddamn comments from these MRAs. And I'm not saying all of them believe this. And I've covered this shit. Not all of them do. Some of them just say, hey, I think it's, bullshit. And I'll touch on that in a second. But the thing is, there are a lot of misogynists who think that women want to do this and this and this, and, they're just cunts, and, they need to just look pretty, and they need to get back in the fucking kitchen and suck my dick whenever I want. But one thing I heard, Tattoo Skin 72 sent me a PM. I didn't respond. I really should have, but he sent me a video where it's like these MRA signs are being ripped down. And that's one thing. It's like, oh, of course, that's oppression, right? Okay, well, I have a few examples of similar things. My wife used to be a PETA member. Now she's not. I basically convinced her they're a bunch of extremist assholes, and that's one of the groups I spoke out against. She used to put up stickers, PETA stickers. She used to order a lot of that, and, a lot of it was free. But even, like, some of, like, the more basic ones, like, just ones like, don't chain your dog up outside. Bring them inside. Or have a fucking yard. If you're going to have a dog, make sure you have the shit you need to take care of it. That shit was ripped out. So does that mean that there is a fucking group out there oppressing vegetarians or animal rights groups? Not necessarily. Of course, there are a few pricks here and there. Yeah, okay, yeah, that happens. Another thing. My brother-in-law. Back in 2004, he was supporting John Kerry. I was too. I hadn't experienced this, even though we had similar things. He had a John Kerry bumper sticker on his car. I had one too. He went to work one day, came out, it was ripped off of his fucking car. So does that mean that there are people out there, there are hate groups that are discriminating against Democrats or liberals or left-wingers, whatever you want to call it, even moderates? No. There are just a few assholes out there. Like I said, I never experienced that. In fact, that shit was on my car even after Bush won the election. And it was on there till the time I basically got rid of the fucking car. Another thing, I guess my wife, again, she had a Darwin fish on her car. And she didn't even go as extreme as I want to. I want to put the Darwin fish on my car that's actually eating the Jesus fish, because I think that's fucking hilarious. Especially considering the fact that Christians seem to take, things, that are kind of not really anti-Christianity, but they take that, the whole intel inside, there was the Satan inside, then they had the Christ inside, and then Christians also took the Darwin fish eating the Jesus fish and kind of reversed it, but she had a Darwin fish on her car. Just the one that said Darwin with the fucking legs. And it was ripped off her car. So does that mean that there are hate groups out there who are targeting, either atheists or people that believe in evolution? Not necessarily. It's just one fucking dickhead decided he was going to do something. So, who cares? Their signs were ripped down? Okay. There are dickheads out there. Okay, does that mean all of them are? And with that said, what about the dickheaded MRA comments that you hear? Or ones that they don't bother listening to your fucking message. They want you to listen to theirs. But you don't, they don't want to listen to yours. Okay, well, should we base the whole group on that? Because I heard a lot, well, yeah, some do that. Some MRAs do that, but not all of us are like that. Okay, yeah. Nor did I say that. I didn't. There are extremists out there, but you're going to turn around and do the same fucking thing? But even further, beyond these points, the thing is, I made the comparison to, white nationalists and MRAs. And I said, a lot of their arguments are the same. If you take a lot of MRA arguments You just kind of swap out some words. It sounds dangerously fucking close to white nationalist arguments, where it's more anecdotal, or that, well, look at the evidence, look at this. How come women can do this but men can't? Even the amazing atheist fucking pulls this goddamn bullshit. There are a few other people that pull this. Why is it? Just a fucking question, just to throw it out there. Why is it that I was an asshole for saying some of these arguments are pretty fucking close? I'm a prick for that. And I'm a fucking mangina, or, I'm a fucking radfin, whatever. However, this cunt right here, Nurdydancing, she can make the fucking argument that, misogynists, that's basically the new nigger. Men who, stand up for their rights and all this bullshit, even though there are no fucking laws on that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do to these MRA fuckers when they say women get preferential treatment. Give me some fucking laws that do that. And I've said before, the only thing I can even stretch my mind around to support that is the abortion thing. If a woman gets pregnant, she doesn't want a kid. Well, what if the guy who got her pregnant says, well, I want that kid? That's the only thing. But then again, it's a woman's body. So he really has no fucking say. And beyond that, do you really want to be with a woman who is willing to abort your baby? Okay, well, why don't you just find a different fucking woman? I mean, if you're religious, well, you should have been fucking like that anyway. You should be married to a woman before you're fucking her, and discuss this kind of shit before you're married. But why is that different? Why? Why is that fucking different? So, I can't make the fucking comparison of arguments. Just the arguments. Not saying that MRAs are going to basically drop down some fucking banners with a big M on it. But she can say that, apparently, people who say MRAs are misogynists, that's like the fucking KKK. That's like the people who are trying to keep blacks down. Double fucking standard? In that case, yes it is. It's a double fucking standard. Period. And the thing about Nurdydancing that I love is this. Of course the video, support. Of course. Because not only is she a woman who, I see that men are discriminated against. No, they're not. In some cases, yes, but some cases women are too. But she's black too. So she can say all this shit. She's allowed to. She gets fucking complete carte blanche on this. What the fuck? Why is it that you can make these arguments, and they're logical, and these fuckers, they don't even want to have a rational debate. That's the thing. Because I dealt with these fuckers, like the Pine Grove 33 videos, I did a while back. And the more I started reading the comments, the more I'm like, these guys are just completely fucking full of shit. And not only was I right, but Coughlin was right too. They want to be victims. Live your fucking life. God damn, what the fuck is up with people wanting to be oppressed? I don't want to be oppressed. I don't feel like I am. In certain ways, well, yeah, I mean, atheists are oppressed. But not in some of the ways that some of these fuckers want to make atheists out to be. Christians, they're the ones getting the fucking, raw deal here. No, it's not. It's atheists. You tell someone, I felt that fucking sting before where, oh, you're an atheist? And they're fucking freaked out. It's like, have you ever met an atheist before? Or an outspoken one? Because you probably met an atheist. They may have not said they are. But, no, it's like, you want to be a fucking victim. You really do. And that's the thing about MRAs, white nationalists, extreme vegetarians, radical feminists, white national, all these fucking groups. You want to be fucking victims. You want to feel like you have something. Instead of just fighting for equal fucking rights, no, you say, my group is getting fucked. Oh my god. It's fucking astounding. It really is. But the fact remains that, as long as you're on their side, it doesn't matter what your fucking logic is. Because with Nurdydancing's videos, or that one I watch, or actually I should say one of the two I've watched, it's bullshit. Her logic leads to nothing. Oh, well, I've seen similar things. Okay. No, you haven't. You have anecdotal fucking evidence. Like I said, outside of the internet, how many times have you heard misogynist thrown around? Or sexist? Not as often as words like nigger. In fact, there was that whole thing, CPT, colored people's time. Well, of course he's showing up late. He's a nigger. CPT. But then if a white person shows up late, what do you say for that? Oh, well, he's just a fuck up. No, he's not. He's not really white, or he's just a fuck up. We're not like him. It's just this shit seems so fucking logical to me that it's not about male or female, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, whatever. No, they're just individuals. Some are fucked up, but it seems like these groups that they get together and they want to bitch about how fucked up their lives are because of someone else. Okay, make your life better. Well, I can't because of this group. No, you can. My life, it's gotten better. It has. When I first got married, things were kind of fucked up. That was kind of my fault. I wasn't going to blame the blacks, or the Jews, or the fucking feminists, or anyone else. No, it was my fault. But then I got up off my ass and I said, you know what, fuck this. I'm not going to be a fucking victim, basically, of myself. And that's one thing. I'm just going to bring this up lastly, and I meant to bring this up in previous videos. One thing I love hearing from the MRAs is how women want men to be exactly how they want. Now, here's the thing. Yeah, a lot of people fucking do that. Parents do that. They want their kids to be like them. I know they're atheist parents. Oh no, keep them away from religion, because that's fucked up. They're religious parents. Oh no, make sure they believe what we believe, because that's the way to God. And there are plenty of other fucking groups. There are a lot of men. I've read MRA arguments saying well, women. I mentioned this earlier. Women just need to do this and this and this. Okay. Say no. What? You're not allowed to say no? Of course you fucking are. And that's one of the fucking big things about Nurdydancing's video. She's basically saying, just to satisfy the ruling class, and this comes, from the black argument and the MRA argument, you basically just, put your head down and say, fuck it, I'm doing it. I just don't want any shit to come about from this. No. Thing is, my wife, she would love if I cut my fucking hair and I shaved. You know what I tell her? Fuck you. You knew what the fuck I looked like before we got married. If you didn't like it, you could have fucking ended it then. So guess what she does? She fucking accepts it. I'm not telling her to be a certain fucking way. She wants to look a certain fucking way. That's fine. I don't care. Okay? If that makes you happy, I'm fucking happy. And yeah, she's fine with me. Just tell him no. Oh, what, you're forced into this? No, you're not. If you have a girlfriend who wants you to be a certain fucking way and you don't want to be that way, end it. There you go. It's easy enough. If you have a girlfriend that does that, or a fiance, break off the fucking engagement or break off the relationship. Marriage, a little trickier, because you have to pay to get divorced. But you should know beforehand what kind of shit you're going to get. It's not fucking hard. Well, are you that much of a fucking pansy that you're just going to roll over and die, basically, because they want you to be a certain way, but you don't want to? Then don't do it. There you go. You have the fucking power to do that. Say no. This is what I like. This is how I want to fucking look. This is how I want to be. There you go. How fucking hard is that? What the fuck? So that whole goddamn argument is stupid. You don't have to fucking please your fucking woman every goddamn chance you get, or anytime she wants to be. No, you say, fuck you. If you don't like it, you can fucking leave. Is it that goddamn hard? I didn't fucking think so.